This is a look of confidence, while this is a look of heartbreak. But this was a brilliant chapter. Hello everyone and welcome to the Enemies Earlier, and today we're here to talk all things chapter 15 of the Blue Box manga series. A very sad, emotional chapter that focuses on the character of Hina. Now that Hina really does have feelings for Taiki, and that much now is obvious if it wasn't so beforehand. I really do hope that the sun does shine again for Hina. After all, this ending was so heartbreaking and sad for her character. Personally speaking, I wanted to give her a hug. That final panel in where Hina is sitting in the rain, looking sad, gloomy and lonely. The visuals and the writing, from that sort of standpoint, it was brilliant. The shading mixed with the downpour of rain helps to create that heartbreaking, lonely, sad vibe that makes you as a reader feel sorry for Hina as a character. Honestly, like I said, I just wanted to give this character a hug by the end of the chapter because she really needs a helping hand. Throughout the series though, we've seen hints of Hina liking Taiki, and even within the chapter itself, the hints keep on dropping. For example, when they were in the cafeteria, Taiki had that smug look on his face when thinking of Chinatsu. Hina is acting rather jealous and annoyed at this situation, slamming the bit of paper in his face, and this is a kind of shift in emotion in her expression that even Taiki's best friend picked up on in this particular scene. So this character, who already knows about Taiki's feelings, is now picking up on Hina's feelings, and I wonder if he's going to be playing Cupid for Hina as well as Taiki. Not too sure about that, but I like to see where his character kind of aligns himself with in the future. So we look back at chapter 13. After Taiki wins his match, Hina is very impressed and happy at Taiki's growth, smiling with delight and proudness, but then switches to teasing and a jokey personality when the idea of going on a date with Chinatsu is brought up in conversation, followed by one of Hina's friends asking her, "Are you mad about something?" So along with that, and the confirmation that Hina now likes Taiki, it's clear that she's been hiding / suppressing her true feelings. Maybe in Hina's mind, she sees it as pointless to like Taiki and try and pursue a relationship with him, because in her mind, Taiki's already set his sights on dating Chinatsu, and she might believe that she's never going to be good enough to compete. But in spite of that, maybe a small fragment of hope remains within her heart. Still though, after seeing the fact that both Taiki and Chinatsu are living together, / she's going around his house, that small piece of hope just shatters, leading to that ending panel that was so heartbreaking and sad, filled with emotion. Now looking back and seeing logically where Hina could have started to have feelings for Taiki, it could have been where Taiki saved her from falling and sprained his ankle in the process. She clearly felt bad about Taiki getting injured and missing out on practice, but after seeing how his kindness never wavered, his love for badminton never faltered / broke, despite missing a week of practice, this only adds to increase her feelings towards him, and at a stretch, Hina could feel bad about ever doing anything that could cause Taiki to suffer in the future. An example of something that could cause Taiki to suffer would be asking him out, making Taiki choose between Hina or the girl that Taiki already likes, Chinatsu. This could be a mental hurdle that Hina is going to have to overcome in the future, giving us some more development for her particular character. The fact that she has feelings for Taiki and yet continues to big him up in front of Chinatsu, his crush, might hint at Hina still carrying / living around with a lot of guilt about that injury that Taiki sustained. She needs to overcome that obviously in order to be able to accept herself, move forward and progress with her feelings that she currently holds and resides for our main protagonist. I like to see Hina grow more because, after all, the reason as to why I love this chapter so much was the fact that we now have built up Hina to be a more emotional and a more complex character, and honestly I can't wait to see how she progresses in the future. My value in liking Hina has completely risen in terms of how much I liked it before the chapter to after the chapter. Now then, let's talk about Taiki, as this chapter really didn't feature too much of him, but there could be development for him in the future. Now, I could be wrong, but that piece of paper that Hina gave to him looked a bit like a career's form. So maybe Taiki would have to kind of express or show something he's passionate about that doesn't consist of Chainatsu or badminton, a career that he wants to pursue in the future. And if he doesn't have a career that he already has in mind, then we'll need to see him discover that career path that he wants to go for. Again, I could be wrong. That could be just like homework or something that he didn't fill out a section of. But if he didn't fill out that particular section and it was a careers form, then this tells us as the reader that Taiki is still unsure about his future moving forward. This of course is something that I would like to see, because one criticism I have of Blue Box at the moment, granted we're only 15 chapters in, Taiki outside of badminton and Chainatsu doesn't have much interests that we know of, and I'd love to learn more about them. Chainatsu again, she likes cute things and she likes basketball and Taiki. So we're slowly learning more and more about what she likes apart from the main focus point of the series with her. But again, I'd like to see what path she'd like to take if in the future she doesn't go down the pro basketball player route. Another great thing that this chapter brought that relates to Taiki was the fact that we now know of a team/goal that our heroes now have to beat in order to progress towards nationals. This isn't going to be easy for our characters, as coming up the matches seem dreadful. They seem like impossible tasks for them to overcome. So they're going to need to improve their skills, hone every bit of talent they have in order to progress to nationals. This excites me, and hopefully we get to see some full fleshed out matches moving forward. Because again, I love to see the sports aspect of Blue Box. And lastly on Taiki's character, him saying what he did to Hina in that ankle story was totally to his character. He's just too kind and wholesome and maybe a little bit too oblivious at times. But again, that's just the main protagonist that we've come to know and love up to this point. And I like the fact is that even in the past, he was still like that. Nothing has changed in terms of how kind and respectful he is towards other people. And I like that. That chat between Chainatsu and Hina was rather wholesome and sweet, but it does set up to show how perceptive Chainatsu is, or can be, I should say. As she herself has noticed something about Hina, but kind of pauses and doesn't elaborate on it any further. Going back to that point about Hina always bigging up Taiki and making him seem better to Chainatsu in terms of, trying to get Chainatsu to be more interested in Taiki, this could have led Chainatsu to now think that Hina likes Taiki, because every time she's talking about Taiki, Hina has got a smile on her face and is very positive about her friend. So was Chainatsu about to ask Hina if she has feelings for Taiki, but then before asking that question she stopped herself and says, oh, it's nothing? I'm curious to see what that question truly was, because personally speaking, that's all I can realistically think that could be. And plus, the chapter itself reinforces Chainatsu's feelings towards Taiki with that smile while they're in the canteen. It's a beautiful smile, and I'm glad we got to see it. But that's all I've got to say for this brilliant chapter of the Blue Box manga series. If you haven't read the chapter yet, follow the link down in the comment section below. I implore you to go and read it. You will not be disappointed. But if you have seen it, then let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear what you have to say about any of the points that I've raised within this video, or anything that you have in your own minds after reading the chapter itself, of course. Your thoughts and opinions. Better way to say it. But I do hope you've enjoyed this review. If you have, hit that like button, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And of course, I'll be seeing you next time. Have a great day. Arigato, madane, goodbye.